What up, everybody? I'm here by myself again. But today we're going to talk about the newest, this is like a Patreon review, so this is about the newest Sabaton album, The War to End All Wars. Now, Sabaton is a band that I have never checked out before. I've never heard a single song, nothing. I've always knew about them, because I am a fan of power metal and symphonic metal and just all that epic metal shit. But they're one that just always slipped under my rug. I never checked them out. So after hearing this album, pretty good shit. I think I'm going to look into this band a little further because it was quite impressive. What I thought was really cool is normally in the whole power metal world and just all the epic metal stuff, it's mostly rooted in medieval fantasy kind of stuff, wizards and dragons and elves and shit, and all the battle songs, all the war songs, it's all just medieval kind of stuff. But what I liked about this, what I thought was really cool, was the fact that this band kind of stays within modernish history. So instead of medieval and fantasy stuff, they're singing about well-known battles and people from more recent wars in the past 100 years or so. So there's a lot of World War I stuff, a lot of World War II stuff. There's some songs that they do about like the Gulf War and the Operation Iraqi Freedom. I think that's really cool. And what they do with it is really cool because they take your standard glory of battle song from these fantasy power metal styles, but basically change the lyrics up to match modern history. So you get these bard sounding songs, but they're about the horrors of more recent war and battles, and or the glory of like on this album, the unkillable soldier, which I think is really cool. It's sort of an area that I don't believe has really been fully explored within the power metal genre. So that was kind of fresh and really cool to me. Then the album, there's two versions. You've got your standard version and then the history edition. And I'm going to tell you right now, because this is a concept album about World War I, and apparently the last album is also a concept album for World War I as well. I guess they're just kind of, maybe there's going to be a trilogy of World War I stuff. I don't know. But this hit, I guess they did a history edition on like the last album or few. I'm, like I said, I'm very new to this band. But I highly prefer the history edition version better because, I love me a good concept album, and the only real difference is, there's the first track that really sets up the scene and the story and just the whole vibe of the album that's not on the standard version of the album. The standard version of the album starts off with Stormtroopers, I believe. But this one has a different opening track that you get narration from this lady, and she's talking about the events that led up to the start of the Great War. And so the main difference is you've got that extra track, and then at the beginning of each track you've got further narration sort of setting the scene for each song, which I thought was really cool. To me, stuff like that, the narration kind of helps immerse me into the world that they are building here, and I thought it was really cool. It was different. It was cool. And here recently, I've been slightly bored with a lot of power metal bands. a lot of them are starting to sound the same. And yeah, this album, it is very much your tried and true power metal stuff. The guy's vocals are really good. He doesn't go for the incredibly high style. He kind of stays in like a more mid range, I would guess. But yeah, it's your standard tried and true power metal stuff. But I think with the narration definitely, and the subject matter being as vastly different as it is, I think that kind of freshened it up for me. It's not, I was like, all right, okay, I was into it. I was really into it. Because most of the times I'm like, all right, another Dragon Force sounding band, but this time they have orchestras, this time they're dwarves. I like all those bands, but yeah, a lot of them have started to kind of sound the same. Same thing with, weirdly enough, I'm a big fan of symphonic metal, but something happened in the past several years where your Beauty and Beast style symphonic metal that like Nightwish made kind of popular, a lot of those bands have really started to sound alike. And some of them even to the point where it's almost just pop metal, and it follows such a pop song structure that I get extremely bored. But yeah, I like them all, but some are better than others. But this is definitely worth checking out. This album has piqued my interest in the band, and I believe I will. I do plan on diving deeper into these guys and checking out what they bring next. It's pretty damn good. To me, I don't know what to base this album off of as far as the score goes, because I haven't heard previous albums, but from what I heard, I'm giving it a definite 7, because it's, I would say they do. There's one song that has like an 80s vibe to it. The title escapes me, but for the most part, it stays within your tried and true power metal elements. And when they do it, it's really good. But what I did like, another factor on the History Edition. So the ending of the album, you have this big, sort of epic ending about the war ending and stuff. Well, the main meat of the music on that song is reprises and callbacks from that very first track that is omitted from the standard version of the album. So also with the standard version of the album, you're missing out on a pretty glorious callback. So maybe I'll change this up to an 8. It's definitely above average. But I don't know the rest of their stuff to sort of base this on. But as far as like me and being pretty impressed with it, and then it wanting to make me check this band out further, definitely good shit. It's an 8, and we'll see you guys on the next video.